Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the Jeeves Hack the Box machine. It's a medium Windows machine, but I thought it was quite easy. I just did this like 10 minutes ago. It just took me an hour, I think, probably, because I did it blind. So I'm going to show you how I did it with the methodology and show you guys how I think. Let's get started. Okay, before we even get started, I want to show you I use CopyQ for clipboard management. It's easy for copy pasting commands, IP address, whatever. So we have the IP of the machine over here. It's this. You can see I already have it copied. And I have 3 directories made: Nmap to store Nmap outputs, and server folder it's to share files to and from the target to my machine, and VPN is to connect to Hack the Box's network. Uh, let's get started. We can just ping the machine and see if we can access it. I mean, reach it. Yep, we can. So let's just do a. I'm sorry, this is from last time. Okay. So we're gonna just spam it with lots of TCP connections and see what ports are open before we do a deep scan. And we're gonna output this to Nmap Jeeves open ports. And while this is happening, let me just show you how I take notes. I use Obsidian because Obsidian's the best, by the way. You can make directories, subdirectories, and sub directories, all that good stuff. And it syncs to your cloud. You can access it on any device of your choice, phone, laptop, iOS, Linux, or whatever. It just works. Okay, so we have quite a few ports open. Okay, not quite a few ports, but like 4 ports. It's HTTP one. Remote procedure call, SMB shares, 50,000 TCP port. Okay, so now that we have this, let's just copy this. I mean, we don't need to copy this anyways because we have the output stored. Okay, so we can just run a deep port scan on these set ports. Let's see, 135 and then 445, 50,000. We'll do a script scan, a service scan, which shows what version of the service the thing is running on the port, and then an aggressive host scan to identify what kind of OS it is, what version it is, whatever Nmap can find, and then very verbose to see as it scans, like to have a look at the TCP connection states, all that fancy stuff, and then output it to Nmap. Let's call it Jeeves detail scan, and then give it the IP. Okay, let's get back when it's done. Okay guys, the Nmap scan is done. I think it took like 2 minutes. Anyway, so let's look at the scan output. So on port 80 we have an IIS server 10.0. I don't think this will be directly vulnerable. We have a site on it. It says Ask Jeeves. Okay, and we do have MSRPC running. Cool. We also have SMB over here, and then a Jetty server on 50,000. Okay, when I started this box, usually, I didn't know what Jetty was. So let's see what else do we have. TCP IP. We didn't find any OS matches. I mean, it did say it's. I mean, we know it's Windows, so yeah, I guess that's good enough for now. Let's see. Okay, let me just resize this. So we can, we can just start off with the easiest stuff. Let's see if we have null or guest sessions enabled for RPC and what, SMB. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I just hit my mic. Yeah, okay. Let's use RPC client. We can do null user at this. No password. Okay, we get a logon failure. Maybe guest account. Nope. Okay, well, that's sad. Let's do SMB client. If I can spell it. List shares on this IP using user null. It didn't work. Maybe guest. Maybe with no login. Nope. Nothing here. SMB and RPC. Using guest sessions. Okay, let's write that down. I mean, it might be useful some other time, because maybe when you find some queries you can enumerate these things again. But let's just keep them as it is for now. Let's make a new node for port 80 and then new node for port, what was it, 50,000. I've enabled caps lock, my bad. Okay, so let's start with port 80. I use this instance of Google Chrome for all my pen testing work. That's why you can see all this previous stuff. Yeah, this browser, I don't care much for it. Okay, let's visit port 80 and see what we get. Okay, funny looking man. Ask Jeeves. I remember Ask Jeeves was supposed to be a search engine, right? I mean, it's older than when I got onto the internet. Okay, let's see what do we have. Let's use the yep. Yeah, so I'm using the developers console thing. Ignore this, we don't need this. So this is just a JPEG. We have a style CSS file, and then this is the source code of it. Nothing interesting, just these links lead to nowhere. I mean, web images and news, you see these, they lead to nowhere. And the search button, well, it's just a button. Excuse me. Okay, maybe let's see what happens if we just do test. We get, I mean, okay. Maybe you'd look at this and think, oh, the server's posting some error. Okay. But then this doesn't look like a client-side vendor. It looks like a JPEG. So that's been my suspicion. We can confirm it using, you see, it's just a PNG file. Yeah, so you can just confirm this by going to this endpoint, endpoint URI, because it's, yep, you see, it's just a JPEG, I mean PNG file. Okay, let's see if we have any robots.txt. Nope, we don't. Maybe. Okay, so we don't have anything over here that we can see manually. We have, I have a WAP analyzer extension. This is pretty handy. Yeah, this just shows what we already know. In this instance, it's an IIS server 10.2, Windows Server OS. That's it. So now let's take a look at, before we take a look at the 50,000 port, let's just run some GoBuster on this in the background. That's hence this window. I mean tab, my bad. Okay, we can run GoBuster, run it in directory mode on the URL. What's it? Port 80, and then word list, we'll use user share. I love checklist. Then we do what? Discovery, web content, and then just yeah, okay, because since this is a Windows server, you don't have to be case specific with file names or command names. In CMD, you might have to be just a bit careful, but in PowerShell, it's nothing like that. I love PowerShell. It's so case insensitive that you can pretty much do anything. Okay, let's look for back files, HTML, PHP, ASPX, because since this is a Windows machine, right? ASPX, ASP, what else? PHP back. Maybe JS, or yeah, I think that's good enough, right? Okay, let's go. Oh, I made a mistake. Maybe it doesn't need this. I see my mistake over there. I shouldn't have used double colon, comma. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, let's see. Global flags, okay. Let's just remove this. Let's just see what it does. Okay, while that's happening, we can wait. Look at the port 50,000. Okay, so it says powered by Jetty. Again, when I was doing this machine, I didn't know what Jetty was. So if you let's take a look at the source code. I mean, it's pretty stale. Nothing over here. All we know is we have this version. So let's just look at this. Maybe we get something. Before let's just do a few more manual text, manual enums. Manual enumeration is what I meant. Okay, not that. Okay, so let's run a GoBuster on this as well while we research about it. Okay, so maybe this is the way you do it. It's small x, not capital X. My bad. Okay. That looks right enough. Okay, well that's happening. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, it's all it's all purple because I just visited them. Okay, so when I was looking at this, I came across this exploit DB. So this is the first one I click. Let's see. Wait, I said I didn't know what Jetty was. So if you look at what is Jetty server, this is quite handy. In pen testing, you don't have to go through a lot of stuff. It says a Java-based web server and servlet container. Okay, so it's a web server. Okay, fine. And we know it's this version, 9.4. I've never seen anything named this manner, like snapshot. So what does it mean? Okay, that's not how you search it. What does snapshot and version mean? Okay, so here we get snapshot is a version number, indicates that code is still under active development and not a final release. Okay, so maybe we can infer that this is a development build and maybe not so secure. I mean, it's a black box after all. On Hack the Box, so it is vulnerable. That's common sense. So okay, that's fine. Yeah, back to this thing. Okay, it says, let's see what this POC does. Okay, we're getting, by the way, this means when you URL encode this string, it becomes %2e. You can check this. Let me just show you. So if you just, oh my god, and certification of the internet, huh? Yeah, so if you just do this and you do hit encode, wow, this thing sucks. Oh, 2f. Okay, what if we, oh my god. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Okay, it's a single. Usually we can do LFI using, we usually do LFI using // right, and // Sometimes you can also do just this. It just depends on how the server is handling it. So make sure whenever you're trying LFI, you try both this. How do you say? What do you say this? File. Oh yeah, directory traversal. Yeah. So whenever you're trying to traverse directories using LFI, you can try these. I'm sorry, you'll have to ignore my roommates in the background, and there's nothing I can do about it if you're hearing that. Okay, back to the thing. So we are sending a GET request to this WebINF and WebXML, and using this header. Okay, let's we can try this in curl. So we do. By the way, if you want, okay, let me. So I'm sorry, I'm just a bit on pre-workout, so that's why I'm tweaking out. So you see, I'm using this option path as is. It's because when we send something like this, I mean when we send the already URL encoded endpoint using curl. I mean, when we want to interact with the URL encoded endpoint using curl, you don't want curl to normalize this, meaning it'll just convert this into, it'll just URL decode it and then send it. But if you want curl to interpret it as it is, you have to use path as it stops curl from normalizing the given input. And then we need header, what's it? Host is localhost 8000. Okay, so we got invalid host name. Okay. Looks like we did get it. I mean, we didn't get it. But I don't know the directory structure of this thing to extract valuable info. So maybe we can say, what's it? Yeah, so we can see any interesting files. Let's see. So if we take a look at this, okay, let's see if we can access this. So it's CSS styles.css. Classes com acme. Maybe try this. Let's see. Okay, we're not getting anything from this. Let's look at the GoBuster output. We didn't find it. We didn't find anything. So I'm gonna get back when it does find something. Okay, guys, we're back. So it just found one URI. It's this. I mean, it's pretty relevant. GoBuster found this. I mean. So while it still scans everything else, so let's see what this does. Okay, so we just go to ask. It's all small, and it says it's redirecting to the same endpoint but with a /. So let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, GoBuster didn't find anything on port 80. So there's that. Okay, so we are greeted with this screen. Looks like a management console of something named Jenkins. See, the thing is, I don't have a software developer background, but I did learn coding in my engineering days and stuff. But the point is, I don't know what Jenkins is right now. and it's a Jenkins version, what, 2.87. So let's see what this is. What is Jenkins? Okay, so it says it's an open. The point is, when you're pen testing something, it doesn't matter if you know what it is or not. You just have to know how to look up what that is, how you can utilize it, or how it can be misconfigured, like, yeah, something like that. The thought process is what counts. Okay, so we know it's an open source automation server that helps developers build, test, deploy software. So at this point I'm thinking any code is software. Like even a 5-line script is software if you think about it. So maybe we can push some of our quote unquote software and have it run using Jenkins on the target machine. Maybe we get something. Let's look around. Credentials. Okay, that's the first thing I'd want to click. Okay, stored scopes. What is this? Okay, it just makes the thing look bigger. Wish we had that in real life, huh? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, it says adding some credentials. Maybe not right now. System. Let's. Oh, this looks quite juicy. We have CLI access, configure creds, configure system, system log, script console, executes. You see this? Yeah, this is quite the target. So what else? Manage users. Okay. So we have a user named admin. Is this what it says? Jenkins user ID is admin. So maybe we can add this to creds and users. I always like to make possible creds and user files. So we can, sometimes use password spraying and stuff. Okay. Do we have something in the history? I don't think there is. Maybe people, admin, anonymous. Okay, there is a user named anonymous. Sounds nice. New item. Let's look at the CLI thing we came across. Yeah. Okay, this is just this is I think this is what interacting with the Jenkins process locally. I mean from a terminal. Okay. We don't have access to the terminal on this machine, but we have access to a console. So console to the Jenkins server. You have to understand the difference between what a console, a terminal, and a shell is. I guess if you ask me, I'd say shell is the way to interact. Shell is a program that you use to interact with the kernel of of the operating system, basically the heart of the operating system. And terminal is an application that wraps around the shell, so it makes it easier for you to type commands, copy, paste stuff. Yeah, so anyways, back to the main point at hand. Okay, it says type in an arbitrary groovy script and execute on server. How useful for troubleshooting? Yeah, it is useful for troubleshooting also for us right now. So let's just run this and see if we have command execution. Oh, we do have command execution. Now I have no idea what groovy is. So sounds really groovy, but I don't know what groovy is. So let's see what groovy is. I mean, it looks like a scripting language. It's an OP language for the JVM. Huh. Nice. Well, just what we need. Can we have groovy RCE? Okay, maybe let's see. PowerShell generator. It is a Windows machine, so look at this. Well, let me just resize this. Okay, it is groovy. Fine, maybe let's see if we get a reverse shell. Okay, so IP is this. Okay, looks shell is. Let's try CMD just to be on the safer side, yeah. Because PowerShell, I have doubts it would be this easy to get a PowerShell shell. And I say that because I have never interacted with Jenkins. I don't know how stable this shell would be from groovy script. So okay, so we have netcat listening, so let's just run this. Oh, would you look at that? We have shell. Let's see, who am I? Trev. Okay, who am I? So we are Kosuke. Nice. Okay, so print working directory. Okay, so we are in a CMD session, so we don't have access to print working directory, LS, or all the fancy PowerShell stuff. So let's just see. Secrets.key looks nice. Okay, I don't know what key this is, but yeah, sure. So let's just go to our home directory. Okay. Fine, let's just start from the root. CDC. We have two options. We can either look at the web root or see if we have access to the user flag. I mean, it's a CTF. This is not a real pentest. It's a CTF, so getting flags is the priority here. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, I guess we have access to user flag. And we do. Okay. So since we have user flag. Let's see how we can pivot to admin. Okay, let's go back. Let's see what do we have over here. You know, I'm not that comfortable with CMD, so maybe we can shift to a PowerShell session. We can upgrade this. So for that, we'll have to invoke a PowerShell instance and have it run a one-liner, and then we can catch it over here. So we can do that by using Nishang's PowerShells. You guys remember? If you don't know, Nishang is a pretty good. Let me just show you guys. So Nishang, it has a this guy or this repo has all these PowerShell scripts for reverse shell, TCP, or basically it's PowerShell modules to do whatever you want. You have a new UDP shell, you get look at this shell using Windows management interface, and then where's the reverse shell I want? Oh yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so we can just import this module and then have it call back. So let's get started. So let's see, copy user share Nishang. I'm sorry, shells. We can copy that to our server directory over here. We can go to server, and then we can edit this. Let's just, so it's just easier to type it on the target. And yeah, we need to add this at the end. So what happens is PowerShell imports this entire script and makes it a callable module, like it's imported into the session. And then at the end, when it's done executing this from the top, it's gonna call itself and then connect back to our address. And what was our address? This looks proper, I think. Yeah, so let's start a server. Let's make sure we have everything we need, and then start Python 3 server, and then we can get it using PowerShell. Let me see. My PowerShell scripting skills are really bad right now. PowerShell online. Okay. I think it's PowerShell E. We just generated that, right? Okay, so it's E. So whatever's inside this, after the E flag, it gets executed as a single command. Okay, so we can create a new object and of type system dot. It's a net object of web client type. Yeah, looks proper. download file. Then we need the remote location from where we're getting it from, and that would be what, 10.10.14.123, and then port 8000 and shell.ps1, right? What else? Oh yeah, the destination directory, which will be C users Kosuke PS1 looks correct. Let's see if let's see if this works. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I guess we can just. Maybe you can just paste the entire thing just from the reversal generator. Yeah. Okay, let's let's just do this then. 14.123. Because this is already port 444, so let's do 555. Yep, I think we got a shell back. PowerShell. Yes, sir. See? Okay, so since we have a PowerShell session now as user Kosuke, so it'll be easier to recurse, get child item and then you just do recurse. Let's see, what do we have? Would you look at that? So there's this interesting file in documents. See documents. Wow. Documents. What? Okay, so we have this file lsl. Okay, never mind. So I don't know what the kbdx file is. I mean, I know now because I've done the box. So if you just look at this, it says it's a KeePass encrypted database. So it'll have passwords and stuff. So it'll have admin password, hopefully. So we can crack this using Hashcat, hopefully. Okay, so we have to do a KeePass to John and then a 13,400 mode. The reason I'm not using John to crack this is because this is a VM. It has a limited processing power. And this is running on my RTX PC, so I'm just going to use my GPU to crack it. Before we even do that, we want to get this file over to us. So, as I said, we can just start the upload server module on the port 5000. And we can upload this using the same net web client object back to us. This is why I love PowerShell. So we just create a new okay, we don't have autocomplete. system.net.web client, and then what is it? Upload file. Okay, it's ch.kdbx, and then the remote endpoint would be what? HTTP. What's my IP? Okay, it's this 10.10.14.123. It's running on port 5000, and it's always the endpoint of upload, and then yeah, I guess nothing happened, huh? Did we get something? No. Net web client upload file. Oh, it should be the opposite way. My bad. Okay. What is it? HTTP 10.10.14.123 port 5000 upload endpoint, and then yeah, the ch.kdbx file. It's okay, fine. Let me just correct this. So it should be what? Capital U, and this should be capital F, right? Okay. Okay. It's not. What have I missed? What did I miss? Maybe it is the entire thing. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, guys. So I figured out what I was doing wrong. It's supposed to be, in double quotes and a single one-liner command. It's double quotes here, double quotes here. I think if you add single quotes, it gets messed up on this part. So okay, so after running this, we do get post over here, and you see there's no files field over here. I didn't mention any files field. It just posted raw data. So because Python's upload server module thinks we just posted raw data, it gives it a temporary file name. But if you look at the bytes of it's 2846, same as over here. And then if you do file on that piece of data, it does identify, the file command identifies it as a KeePass password database. So on running KeePass to John binary on the received blob of data, we do get the hash. And this I cracked it using my Windows machine, because it has this thing, the 4070 Super on it, and we get the password as moonshine. Okay, so back to it. So now we just need a way to access the said locked database. We can use a tool called, let me just show you guys. Yeah, KPCLI. So I forgot the name. So if you use KPCLI and then you do KDB this and give it the password moonshine1, you can list the entries in the said database file, just like exploring directories on Linux. So we have this thing CH, and if we do ls, okay, we have let me see, backup stuff, DC recover password, so it's basically a bunch of username and password. So maybe we can use these things to password space stuff. So let's just make list of possible usernames and passwords. Okay. KDB extracted stuff, possible usernames, possible passwords. Okay, let's just make this bold so we don't confuse them. So and to reveal the passwords and stuff of this database, you just have to do show the F flag to reveal stuff. So let me just, so if you just do show 0, it's not going to reveal the username or the password. But if you do show F, meaning reveal entry number 0, you're going to get this. So that's nice. Okay, so we do have a, so this thing is in the format of LM and an NTLM hash or LM hash. Okay, so it's either this or whenever you encounter hashes like this, I recommend you just try combination of these three things. The entire hash itself, the LM part, this is the LM part, and this is the NTLM part. So just put it in that way for your word list. Okay, now let's field 1. We have a username Michael321 and then password is this. Okay, let's do maybe we can see what users we have on the system, net user. So we have Kosuke and administrator. So maybe administrator has this password. We'll see. We'll just use netexec to password spray. Okay, we have Mr. Hackerman over here, and then his handy dandy password. Oops. Okay. Let's see. Admin. It says localhost, but I don't think this endpoint exists. You can just check it out. I mean, you can be sure. You can just do curl I. You can see what happens. Because this port isn't even open, so yeah, you're not gonna get anything. Anyways, back to the password spraying stuff. Okay, we have admin and his password. Okay. That's nice, I guess. 6 as well. It does say Bob. I mean, it does say keys to the kingdom, but this is how you notice a rabbit hole, you know. The creators of this box are pretty funny, to be honest. Because I'll just show you in a moment why I mean that. Password, and if you just do Okay, so there's only 8 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can exit this. Let's just go back. So now that we have a list, let's just create a file of them and start spraying, yeah. Okay, and then we can do possible passwords and put these things. Let's just see if it's proper. Yep, and we just do net exec smb. What's the IP of our target? Let's just delete all this. Okay, this, and then username list of usernames, and then password starts from possible words at passwords, and then yeah, let's hit go. Okay, you see it's trying all these combinations. I think this is a good time to do how do you say, how do Gen Z call it? Cross your fingers crossed. Yeah, that thing. Okay, so notice we tried the password and username combinations using password mode, and whatever. Okay, let me rephrase. We know these are LM and NTLM hashes, but they're being passed as passwords. We want it to be passed as hashes. So if we just try this, so we can try them in hash mode, like pass the hash. We get this. So we get, whenever netexec says pond, it means pond, right? Okay, so that's good news. We have admin access. So now you're gonna ask me, how are we gonna execute? How are we gonna switch user to admin? So it's quite simple. You just do. We can use Impacket's PS exec. Yep. So let's look at this. And then target and then command. Okay. Okay then. I'm a bit tired. I won't lie. I mean, I'm quite tired and lazy to think about the syntax right now. We can just take a look at someone else's thing. Okay. So what's the username again? Administrator at this. And then hashes. what was the hash? This thing. ls. Wow. Yeah, I messed up. Packet psexec pass the hash. I know. It's quite easy. All I have we're just one step away, but I guess we can just use a Metasploit module at this point, right? Yeah, let's just use MSF console, dude. I'm too tired. Okay, search what PSX. You know, this is why it's good to know a bunch of tools and know what all tools in your arsenal do, because sometimes you're just feeling lazy, sometimes you don't want to debug a tool, sometimes it's just not convenient. So we'll just use exploit Windows SMB PSExec. Okay, so we can set our hosts as this. Let's see what else. Set L host as ton0. Set L port to 5555. No, 666. Set SMB pass as this. Set SMB user administrator. Just to run. What? Administrator. I'm sure I've messed up somewhere. Okay. Maybe it needs the entire hash. Yep, it needs the entire hash. Okay, so it's doing, because it's a staged, is it staged? No, it's not. It's a stageless, it is staged. I stand corrected, guys. So it does DLL injection and then we get command execution. Cool. Wow. This is really unstable. Come on, Metaprinter, do your thing. This is PowerShell. Okay, who am I? F yeah, boys. Let's do who am I priv. Yup, that's what I want to see. Well, that's it. Let's try to get the flag. Oh wow. Never mind. See you users. Then we. Wow. I messed up my shell session. One last chance. Okay, leave it be. Fine. Let's go to what? What was it? See users, administrator. and then we do dev, and then we go to desktop, then we do dev again. Okay, so this is the funny troll part of the admin, of the guy who did this machine. So if you do type hm.txt, right, it says, yeah, the flag is somewhere else, look deeper. So I kind of messed around this for like 2-3 minutes, and then I remembered on the box's description it says there's an alternate data stream. So if you don't know what alternate data stream is in Windows, it's like not Windows but an NTFS file storage tech. Sorry, NTFS file storage standard. I'm so sorry. NTFS file system. That's what I meant. So in this, they have a feature called ADS and alternate data stream. So if you just read this up, it says every file in NTFS has a default unnamed data stream, but can have multiple alternate data named alternate streams. So they'll be formatted like this. So you can just use dir to view the hidden streams. So now you see this. Now it says hm.txt and it has an ADS root.txt. So we can just cat this. And how you can say how am I gonna cat that, right? So for that you can just use PowerShell. PowerShell cat ADS in NTFS. If you just look this up, yeah, so you just do this. PowerShell get content, what is it, path hm.txt, and then you do stream root.txt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yep, there you go. You get the flag. And there you have it, guys. Jeeves has been successfully pawned. It was, they say it's a medium box, but I think this was really easy. I think it's quite easy. Well, that's it then. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Take care.